Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. And today's topic's kind of a sad one, but let's have this conversation. Selling and dealing with the death of a loved one. What'd he say? I said selling and having to deal with the death of somebody that you love, that's in your life. Could be a mentor, it could be a parent, it could be a child, it could be in my situation, it's a best friend. I had a best friend for over 40 years. We talked on a daily basis. I mean, we talked 7 days a week, and we were totally the opposite. You know, he was way to his way, and I was in my way. But what I'm saying is, as a salesperson, what do we do when our dog dies, our parent dies, our family, friend? You know, we go through a myriad of emotions. And because I haven't lost anybody really major in my life, this was like a big deal to me. So you will run into this situation, and it will happen if you're a salesperson, a business owner. It don't matter who you are. And I remember getting the phone call when I was at my office sitting with one of my managers, and it just rocked my core. I'm like, you know, I'm a strong guy. You know, I'll go to the gym, I'll work out, I try to take care of myself. I raised my son by myself all these years, and selling and having to deal with the death of a loved one, it's rough, man. It sucks. That whole day and that whole week was like a fog. I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like, you know, something was wrong big time. I felt overwhelmed. I mean, the tears, the crying, the yelling, and just at yourself. And, you know, I wish I would have been a little nicer. I wish I wouldn't have said this or that. So, you know, selling and how to deal with, you know, the death of another person, someone you care about. It's rough, guys. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm still not 100%. And it was last year. It was right before Thanksgiving, and it's January now. So the onion is still, you know, pretty ripe, and it's pretty intense right now, you know. And I still talk to my friend. You know, he sat in that chair right there. We went on a trip for, you know, 9 days. We had a great time. I didn't know he was so sick. He was only 56 years old when he passed away. And it really shocked me. I wasn't expecting that. His sister's in a folks home, and she's all messed up, but she's doing good. It's like, I just don't get it. And, you know, kind of made me look at myself. Well, Gary Lee, what do I need to take care of? Well, one of the things I made sure is that I do have enough life insurance. I make sure I do have insurance to be able to go to the doctors if I need to. I'm making sure, you know, I have a goal to get down to about 180 pounds. You know, I used to weigh about 320. Now I'm about 245, and I'm still working on it. And it's like, I'm kind of scared sometimes because nobody wants to die, guys. Nobody wants to talk about this ugly thing called death, but in reality, it's a part of my life. And if I don't share this stuff, it's, you know, it's a sad situation because, you know, I'm a real salesperson. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all the things that ain't right. And sometimes I'm just going to tell you guys, I went to work that same day. You know, I don't even know how I got through the first week. I'll be honest with you, I never missed a day of work. When people and family, you know, they'll come at you and say it's going to be all right and everything's good and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, when you lose somebody that you really care about, it breaks your heart. It makes you feel like, wow. And, you know, I'm a Christian, so I believe my friend, he was a Christian. He believed in God, and so now he's with his mom and dad, but I miss my best friend. And selling and having to deal with death when you're a salesperson, I guess for some people, if you don't have much of a heart, it's not a big deal. But for me and most of the people I know, it will interfere with your selling, probably for just a little while. But, you know, we're salespeople. We have to get out there. We have to put on a different mask. Even if you're grieving and frustrated or hurting or whatever, we still got to talk to customers. We can't be like some people, just hold that stuff in and go to work. and not really share with people or talk to people. But, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your sales guy. And today, we're having a very sensitive conversation about selling and how to deal with death of a loved one. It's rough, guys. I'm still, and it's like, on top of that, it's January and December, January, our business fell off a lot. I wasn't making no money. So, on top of everything, it's just, you feel less than. And listen, guys, if you get these thoughts of possibly ending your life, you may want to seek outside assistance. Share those pain with somebody. Get it out of you. You're important and you matter. I love you guys. You're like my family, we matter. We're salespeople. Without salespeople, nothing would go. Nothing would be sold. That's what we do. And we do have to deal with our feelings. We have to deal with the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. And the warts and all is death and dealing with it. I can only imagine, if it was a child, if it was, just somebody you were very close to. It could be a friend or just somebody that but boy, you miss them because they're no longer here. And as a salesperson, I get a chance, I sell insurance also. So if you don't think that you can die young, man, we got so many people dying young these days that you better get some insurance to cover your family. Because if you don't, man, when you're gone, they're going to grieve, but they're going to be broke and they ain't going to have a damn thing. So you need to think outside the box. Stop thinking about yourself. Start thinking about leaving a legacy to someone who can help you. And I'm glad I did that. But don't wait till you're older, because it costs a whole lot more money. And sometimes people drop insurance because they can't afford it. So I bought what I could afford. I made sure that I'm covered. My house is taken care of. And it made me really reevaluate things. Like I said, I really have started watching what I was eating instead of eating what I was watching. I have like a small plate of food now, and I can start to see the weight, coming off of me. It's taking time because I want to live. I want to look the best I can. One of the differences between me and my friend is that I have for the last year and a half, 2 years, been steadily training, working out, watching what I eat. And he was very sick, but not to the point that you think he would die. They said he died of a heart attack, an embolism or whatever you want to call it. His name was David Burns. He was my best friend. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I've been a salesperson, so I've tried to be, friendly to everybody and build relationships. So I'm going to tell you, I love you. You're important. And when you get a chance, go home and tell your significant other, your friends, look them in the eye and tell them you love them. Tell them how important they are. And forgive yourself if they pass away and you may have gotten upset or said something mean. We all have regrets. We wished, me and my best friend, we were talking about going on a cruise. We were talking about living life on life's terms. And then my life was shattered by my best friend passing away. Yeah, I know for some people that's not a big deal. But man, when you talk to a person 7 days a week for over 40 years, not 100%, but pretty doggone close, you're gonna have some feelings, I just had to share that with you guys because my heart was just still breaking, and I'm still just trying to figure out, well, what the hell do I do next? And my name is Gary Lee Stanley. Please check out my other website. I got one that's called Your Happy Realtor. Okay. And I've got one called on YouTube, Stoner Comedy Radio. And I'm on Instagram under Your Real Estate Sales Guy. And you can check out my free website if you want to look for houses, because I work with United Real Estate Gallery right here in Jacksonville under Your Real Estate Sales Guy.com. That's Your Real Estate Sales Guy.com. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could, join me sometime. And I just had to share this with you guys because, I'm still like raw. I'm still, man, now I got my parents that are really old, and, these things are going to happen. but I really hadn't prepared myself. I don't know if you can actually prepare yourself for somebody dying. But one thing I can say, if somebody's hurt your feelings, you need to forgive them. You need to call them and tell them you love them. If you got kids or friends and people you're not getting along with, just imagine if they were gone and you never had a chance to say I love you again, or I'm sorry, or, you know, sometimes it's better to be the bigger person and say you're sorry when the other person did wrong. And I know it's tough, but boy, if you love somebody, even if you don't like them and you have a bad day, just go ahead and, you know, feel comfortable and tell them, hey, you're important and I love you. We can get through this. Because if something were to happen and you had that animosity or that ugliness in you, you'd be brokenhearted. Like I said, when my friend died, that whole entire week was like a fog. And I'm still not done. I still talk to him. I still share my feelings. I still grieving. You know, I was mad at God for a second for taking my friend. And I had put all my eggs in one basket. I only had one friend. I knew a lot of people. But now I've got to reach outside the box and go find new people to be friendly with. I don't know. I'm a happy guy. I want to live as long as I can, but I'm not guaranteed another day. So if you're dealing with death, it's okay. I'm going to give you a bear hug. Or if somebody's sick and you love them, or somebody's dying, or if they've died, I'm going to give you a bear hug. I don't know, guys. I just had to share that with you. Selling and dealing with a significant other, a family member, a friend who passes away. What do? That's a hard one. So hope this helped you to remind you you're not the only one. Death sucks. Live until you can't live no more. Enjoy the ride. Thank you, God. Love you guys. And selling and having to deal with the death of a loved one. Wow. Okay. Hope you got something out of it. I do care about you. You are important. All right.